Got vision and destiny. Add elemental, that's chemistry. All those heroes, that's infinity. It's endgame. That's Yugi peoples. Welcome to the commentary. Alright, so this one right here finds me matched up against Tistina again, as I have played against this deck once before. The first time I played against it, I guess he had told me that it wasn't complete, that there was still, some things to happen, some new support things and stuff to come out, and I guess they came out in Age of Overlord, because he is on Tistina's again today, and as you can see, he is doing Tistina things. It's destroying a card, allows him to do more Tistina stuff. Then he's got a Tistina spell, a Tistina field spell, some Tistina monsters, and then he goes and does like something even more crazy. Yeah, I think this right here is like one of the new cards from the set that helped him out, and it's going to allow him to draw a card, and then he's able to discard those to go grab, yep, it's a sarcophagus. And yeah, this is where things kind of get crazy, because I knew the Horus cards that came out, and I had heard people, talk about them and like how they would be using tiers and stuff like that, but I didn't know that he would be using them inside this deck, so I actually have to take the time to read them and see what they actually do. Like I said, I kind of pay attention to like what's going to be the big thing out of the set, but I didn't like look to see what Horus was. I think like the only thing I was really concerned with from this set was what is it, the SP Little Knight. But yeah, it looked like I should have been thinking about more than that, because now he's got a field full of Horus monsters, and I don't know how they work or how they function or what in the world it is they're supposed to do. But I guess like they all have effects that trigger if one of their cards leaves the field by my card effect, and then also the sarcophagus keeps them from being destroyed by card effects that don't target, which is really bad, kind of pretty bad for heroes, because Shiny Neos Wingman doesn't target, DPE doesn't target. Yeah, we have a lot of non-targeting destruction. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out like what all he has here, what all he can do. And I think like my main concern was, first of all, to get rid of the sarcophagus card that's keeping them from being destroyed by card effects that don't target, because what I want to do is be able to just like ab zero his board and not worry about it at all. Yeah, so the first thing I want to try to do is get rid of this sarcophagus thing, and also be able to continue to play, because one of them has the effect that he can send a card on the field to the graveyard. Then another one has the effect to let him draw cards, and then the other one lets him add cards from the graveyard to his hand. So I'm trying to figure out how to deal with all that stuff at once. And I decided on a game plan. We're gonna go double Stratos here, and we're gonna use the effect to be able to destroy that sarcophagus that he has there, and then we'll go into Ferris play after that. After he gets the chance to send a card to the graveyard, we're going to go ahead and do that. So we go ahead and use a Hero Lives to special summon out our Stratos, as we have the other Stratos in hand, as you can see, and then we're going to summon that Stratos and use his effect to destroy the sarcophagus card, allowing us to be able to destroy his monsters by card effect. So it's going to trigger all these different things, where I said like he gets to add back 2 cards or shuffle them, then he gets to send one, and he'll get to draw 4. So there is the send, and yeah, he just like double pot of greeted on me. Well, no, maybe it was more like a super graceful, because maybe he had to discard one, I think. But I think what we were trying to figure out was how the whole chain thing would resolve, I believe. Yeah, I don't know. There was some question there for the judge that I can't remember exactly what it was, but he adds 2 cards from his graveyard to his hand, and he drew 4 cards also, so now he's just had a hand full of cards. And yeah, this is me talking about how my opponent can draw 4 cards, but I can't hand loop him for 5 because this is the rogue format tournament where they banned my Dolphin. And we go ahead and go to the battle phase, and allow me to attack over the allowed me to attack over the IP. So we got the IP off the board. And you pretty much figure like at this point maybe I couldn't do too much of anything. But main phase 2, we're gonna go ahead and go Ferris, discard and Mally Boy. Yeah, we drew a really good hand, so we're going to be able to go increase on that Ferris. And this will allow me to go ahead and special summon out Vion, of course. We'll use Vion's effect to go ahead and send our Shadow Mist, and then use our Shadow Mist effect. And I'm trying to decide like how greedy I can really be here, because I really wanted to be greedy, but I can't be. We have to go ahead and grab the Liquid Soldier because we need Big Chill in order to clear off the board. And yeah, we'll go Vion second effect, banishing the Ferris to get Polymerization here, but I still want to be able to, you know, get my instant contact or get my favorite contact. So we're also going to go into Inferno Divisor, and we're going to add the Black Panther and the Neos because we already have the Grand Mole in our hands, so this will give us the option to be able to Nebula Neos if we have to. But most of the time, we're probably going Shining Neos Wingman, but we're going to poly using the Liquid Soldier, using OG Neos, and that's going to allow us to bring out Inferno Divisor. We go Chain Link 1, Wonder Driver, Chain Link 2, Liquid Soldier, Chain Link 3, Inferno Rage to add favorite contact. Then we're going to draw 2, discard 1, and then set Polymerization back to our board. And yeah, we drew Ash, so I'm pretty happy with that. But we also drew the Mally, which I'm not happy with that. But yeah, it's just like, if we banish it from the graveyard, especially summon, I feel like we get greedy or something, and it just like ends up being bad sometimes. So yeah, now there goes the Polymerization set to the board. We go ahead and tribute off the Infernal Rage to go ahead and make our Sunrise. We'll use Sunrise effect to go ahead and grab our Miracle Fusion. And then we did keep the Mally in hand, so we'll just be able to flip up this Polymerization and use it with whatever we decide. I'm just trying to decide what's possibly the best route to go here. And I don't think I've made, I haven't made Cross Crusader yet, so I don't necessarily have to use the poly to fuse off my Ab-Zero. So I'm trying to decide, like, is there a way that I can still Cosmos Neos lock him? But unfortunately I don't think it's like possible with the way my hand is, because I'm still missing the Hummingbird in this situation. So we're going to go ahead and Miracle Fusion here, go ahead and remove the Inferno Divisor and the Ab-Zero. And yeah, we'll go ahead and special summon out our Abs Big Chill there. And we're trying to decide if I should poly or if I should just go ahead and link it off. Like, I was trying to think, was there anything that I was adding to my hand with Cross Creepers effect that would benefit me? But I don't think so, not really. We go ahead and decide to go with the Polymerization, fusing off Big Chill and our Mally that we had in hand to bring out DPE. And we also have Call by the Grave. We got favorite contact, and we have that Ash. But yeah, like, I kind of thought about like going back over this turn to see if there was a better way I could have dealt with it. But I think like the main thing was I wanted to clear off his board because I didn't want all that stuff to be out there, because then when I go to like destroy stuff, I can't necessarily destroy the monsters and stuff. But yeah, my DPE gets called by the grave when it tries to special summon back during the standby phase, but that's not going to negate its effect from being able to special summon the Destiny Hero. So we still get to special summon our Mally when we special summon it to the Wonder Driver zone, of course, so that we can reset that Miracle Fusion to use it again next turn. He plays the Tistina field spell, which would allow him to add a Tistina monster. I just go ahead and ash it, just trying to limit his plays as much as possible. And yeah, he's got the other card that allows him to flip one down to search out another one anyway. But I think the field spell would have allowed him to add any of them. But like, yeah. So when he goes to activate the effect to pop a card to add one to hand, we're going to go ahead and Call by the Grave on it to negate its effect. And then he uses the continuous spell to flip it face down to go ahead and add that Tistina monster from his deck to his hand anyway. But yeah, it's just like, even though I broke his board and popped and destroyed most of it, and he drew Call by the Grave, like drawing 4 cards and then plus adding 2 of them that were in his graveyard to his hand is just like proven to be a much more difficult to deal with. Yeah, so yeah, as you can see, he's still able to play and do things. Down comes the Sarcophagus card, which would allow him to special summon back his Horus monsters. So on resolution of the activation of this thing, I'm just going to have to go ahead and pop it with Shining Neos Wingman. Otherwise, the monsters just start special summoning themselves from the graveyard, and we don't want that to happen. So we're going to put back our OG Neos, put back our Flame Wingman, and bring out Shining Neos Wingman. And this will allow me to pop, I believe, 3 cards on the board. Or no, just 2, because there was just lights and darks. So we'll go ahead and put those in the graveyard as we destroy them with Shining Neos Wingman's effect. That way, like I said, we don't want him to start special summoning stuff from the graveyard. He's going to go ahead and set another back row. And I think fortunately, yeah, I think that was the best choice in how to go it, as he sets a back row and passes turn there. And he just wants to see like how much attack this Shining Neos Wingman has, as we're going to try to go for the kill here. We're going to summon Vion, use his effect. We don't have another Shadow Mist, but we're going to make sure we go ahead and have a Vanilla Neos in graveyard just in case, because we did shuffle the one that was in there back into the we shuffled it back into the deck. We're going to go ahead and use Vion's effect there, banishing Stratos to add Polymerization from our deck to our hand. And I think the main thing I wanted to do here was be able to get to my what is his name? What's his name? Be able to get to my Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. Well, we're gonna go ahead and banish our Ab-Zero and banish another warrior so that we can go ahead and bring out Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, so that when we do destroy that face down monster, we can go ahead and get the damage along with it. I don't know what his face downs are. I don't know exactly what the traps and everything do, but I want to make sure that he dies. Like right now, that's my goal, is to make sure that he dies. And yeah, so we're able to win that game there. Yeah, somehow we were able to play through the board. You know, I feel like we drew like really good, having a hero live, Stratos, Ferris with Mally, and then also the call by in case he had drawn a hand trap, which we didn't end up doing. But I thought it was gonna be like a win-lose situation. Like I was gonna be in a winning position because I was able to clear out his board, but then also be in a losing position because the man added like 6 cards to his hand by drawing forward, adding 2 of them from his graveyard back to his hand. So yeah, as we go into this turn here, I would decide that I would rather have a handful of board breakers, of course, to get rid of the sarcophagus and stuff like that. So I decided like evenly match, and then Dark Ruler, because I don't want him drawing 4 again, and I don't want him adding cards back and sending my stuff from the field to the graveyard. Also the IP, which I'm not sure why he didn't do the IP effect. It probably could have made a lot more difference in the game if he had like IP'd into like Appaloosa or something like that, instead of allowing me to destroy it with Stratos. So yeah, going into our side deck in here, of course, as you can see, I side out like almost all the Neo stuff. All the Neo Spacians I side out. And I do side out one of the vanilla Neoses also, and then just kind of like depending on the matchup, depends on if whether or not I leave in like instant contact and stuff like that. So yeah, some of the stuff we didn't see from his deck the first time around, he is running those lion cards, and this allows him to special summon a monster to my side of the board, and it becomes a card effect on mine where he gets to draw 2 cards and discard 1. So he's got like a mini graceful, Liquid Soldier type thing here. And yeah, it seemed like pretty cool. So he did that to me. And then I think he also ends up running like Change of Heart or something. So, he giveth and then taketh away. And there's the field spell, searching for Tistina monsters. And I don't know if y'all saw my hand. I actually had like the perfect counter hand to this. So, you know, it's like almost, even though like my hand overall isn't very good, because I don't think I have a starter in my hand at the moment, but I do believe like a true protagonist, I do draw a starter card. So yeah, we're getting pretty close to time here because of like the amount of time and stuff that it took for him to do the combo, for me to be able to break his board effectively. But as you can see, he's doing this acid golem thing, which is going to either make me take damage or detach a material, and then I can only do that twice. And then on top of that, I can't special summon monsters. So yeah, I'm in a really bad position when it comes down to this. You know, I looked at my opening hand. I thought it was going to be really good because I had evenly matched and the dark ruler. But yeah, they're not going to help me out here. I go ahead and discard the evenly matched from the effect of the the lion tiger thing or whatever. So now during the standby phase, I have to detach a material for the acid golem, and you know, just trying to look inside which one I don't want to be inside his graveyard, which actually does become a thing later on in the match. So it didn't matter which one I detached for material things. So yeah, we got the acid golem here. I forgot that I couldn't special summon, so now all I can do is attack with the acid golem into the geo transverser thing, then Stratos attack over his defense position monster, and at the end phase, I guess that thing returns to his hand, which is not cool. We're gonna set a bluff, which you know, didn't really do too much of anything. And yeah, so now it comes to his turn. He's able to do that same thing again, or at least he tried, or I guess for some reason he couldn't do it. Maybe, I'm not sure why, but he's got the Tistina card, which allows him to flip that card face down, add a Tistina monster. And yeah, I was getting kind of worried here because the Tistina monster is kind of big and my Stratos is sitting here looking kind of wide open. And yeah, he just starts summoning more, doing more Tistina things. He didn't get to the Horus stuff this time, I guess, but he did get to this other engine, whatever it was, Ken Lion or something like that. I'm not sure what it's called, but yeah, he goes through, starts doing more Tistina stuff, pop a card to add a Tistina card. And I think like right here he was like making a comment about not having the one that I have as material inside his graveyard because it kept him from being able to do something specifically. So yeah, he goes ahead and links all those off. He makes the Blackluster Soldier. He's able to attack over my Stratos, and then I think he uses the effect to gain 1000 attack. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and draw for turn there. I have to detach or take 2000. We go ahead and detach the monster there, and then I'm trying to decide like what to do. I think we are he goes ahead and activates, what is that? I forget what that card was, but we got the Harpy's Feather Duster, and then Tom pretty much ends up being called there. Yeah, so we end up getting it. Had to make sure to detach the materials, even though the thing wouldn't be able to attack, I believe. Yeah, it was just better for me to go ahead and detach the materials rather than, you know, take that damage when we were so close to time. But yeah, that was my first experience there versus the Horus cards. And yeah, those cards are pretty crazy, pretty good when you just special summon them from the graveyard. And then they have all kinds of crazy effects. Can't be destroyed by card effect unless it targets. And yeah, could be a problem inside of certain decks with a lot more strength than Tistina. So appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next video. For me, my wingman, he come through, he level up, he go cool, he's shining out and popping to over 9K. That's a breakthrough. We on top now. Here's a look at our world.